Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I want to chat about consistency, the only real magic pill out there, despite what some supplement resellers will tell you about their magic fit teas or whatever, that you can get results overnight. That's bullshit. Most people know it, guys. Consistency and a long-term approach is really the only way to reach your goals, or the only surefire way to reach your goals. Now, we know results don't happen overnight, and depending on what goal you're trying to achieve, some may take a little bit longer than others, but the same thing applies to all. Going after it consistently and working at it in a sustainable manner is the only way to get there. Now, people know this, they'll acknowledge it, but understanding how consistency and sustainability applies to your lifestyle and how you implement it there are two different things. So here's what usually happens. Somebody decides, cool, I want to make some lifestyle changes. You want to start training, or you want to start eating better, something like that. Motivation, excitement is high. Let's use training as an example. So you say, cool, first week I'm training every day of the week. This is awesome. First week's easy. I've said it before, this is exciting. It's not a problem getting to gym every day of the week. Second week disappears, that excitement disappears. It's not so easy. From there, you start missing sessions. It becomes tough to keep going, and eventually you just start missing whole weeks. You might come back for the next week and then slip off, and you get this sort of roller coaster effect of when you're training versus when you're not training. This isn't a consistent approach. A much better approach is going to be saying, okay, I want to start training, but I know I can only commit for the long term to 2 or 3 sessions per week. You know that you're going to be able to do this pretty much every single week, despite what your schedule is going to look like. And what tends to happen is that over a long-term period, you find that somebody who's taken this consistent approach of just training 2 or 3 times a week, after a year, 18 months, something like that, they've actually done more sessions and more training than somebody who wants to go 5 times a week, but we end up getting this yo-yo of training, not training, training, not training. So this sustainable approach with regards to training is a lot easier to stick to, and it's got that magic consistency that we're looking for. Now, the same thing applies with your diet, guys. You want to make some lifestyle changes. It's not a great idea to completely overhaul your diet, because what's going to happen, same thing, excited, easy in the beginning, but then it starts to fall off, and you get this sort of eating well, eating not so well, eating well, eating not so well. A better approach, similar thing, is going to be to make small changes and stick to those for a longer period of time. Now, that approach may look like it's going to take you a little bit longer to reach your goal, but because you're able to stick to it consistently, it's more sustainable, and you're going to get there in the long run. And because it's easier to stick to, it means you actually end up getting there in a quicker period, because this extreme approach is not sustainable. And same thing, you get the yo-yo effect, and you never end up reaching your goal that way. Small, sustainable changes, guys, that's what we're looking for. There's also another way to think of consistency, and I'm going to start it off by saying this. There is nothing you can do in one day that is going to have more of an effect than what you can consistently do over a week, over a month, or over a year. There is nothing you can do in one day that'll have more of an effect on what you can consistently do over a week, a month, or a year. Okay. Now, what does that mean? So you can go off your diet completely for a day. It happens, whatever, like family functions, stuff like that. You end up eating a lot, drinking a lot, and you're eating way too many calories or something like that. As long as you've been consistent for the week, the month, the year, it doesn't matter if you've gone off once. You get back on track, and it's carrying on, it's smooth, it's plain sailing. There's no reason to beat yourself up for that. Also, on the other side, with your training, similar thing. If you want to go too extreme, have a really hard training session, I've seen people with personalities like it. You cannot train hard enough or do enough training in one day that's going to change the outcome if every other day is a poor training session. Guys, if you're able to keep sort of a moderate effort throughout most sessions, it's going to be much better than going extreme in one session, down in the pits the next session. Guys, consistency, that's the only magic pill. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It's a little bit informative. If you have any questions, swing them back my way. Otherwise, I will chat to you next week. Cheers, guys.